Okay, so every week we focus on ways to get a jump start in the workforce. And if you are mid-career or you know someone who is, you need to listen up. In today's Reclaim Your Career, we focus on workers whose careers have stalled. Valorie Burton is the author of Where Will You Go From Here? How do you try to reboot your career? A lot of times people have been, humming right along. They're feeling like they're veterans, but then they feel like, wait a minute, I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah.
How do you reboot?
Yeah, I got this a lot. I asked some questions on Facebook of people of what they were dealing with, and a lot came back and said, I feel stagnant. I feel like I'm in middle management, and I can't figure out how to break out. And it's a very frustrating place to be.
So what is that first step?
Well, it's really, really important that you be honest with yourself. For a lot of people, that's really hard to do. So one of the ways that you can do that is to make sure that you're not only looking at what is that you can do a little bit differently, but what do other people say when they look at your career. So if there was like a hidden video camera over the last week watching you at work, would I see the passion? Would I see the attitude? You know, sometimes I think people kind of fall out of love.
So sometimes they get, they feel a little complacent. They feel like they're, I don't know, I guess a little mundane. They're just in that rut. But they got to get excited about it before anybody gets excited about them. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. You've got to fall back in love with that job. You have to make the decision that you're going to have the passion to do it. And you also have to make sure that people are seeing your efforts.
And then you need to work on those relationships. You need to make sure they know what your attributes are and that you're easy to work with, or you
two
are
things. So
valuable.
That you're valuable. One of the questions you need to ask is, do people feel better when they leave your presence, or do they feel worse? Is the project better off because you were a part of it, or does it become more chaotic and complicated? The other thing to do is something that HR departments do. A lot of departments will do a 360 assessment. So you want to get that feedback from your boss, but you also want to get it from your customers or people who work from you and from your peers, and that can be hard to do.
How are you going to do that? You're going to kind of survey folks?
You survey folks. You ask them, what do you think I can improve upon? What do you think my strengths are? How do you see me in this environment? Is there something that no one wants to say to me, but someone really needs to say to me so I can truly improve?
And then you say set some new and very specific goals for yourself.
Be very clear, very specific. Where do you want to be a year from now? How much income do you want to be making? What kind of responsibilities do you want? And then what do you want less of? Because for a lot of people, there's some things they'd like to kind of cut out of whatever their job is, and that would make them more effective.
And then understand the big picture of your company, not necessarily just your goals.
So this isn't just about your goals. This is about what's the big picture for where the company is headed, and where is the company right now. So many companies are dealing with change, and if you're one of those people that's fighting against change, you're not probably one of the ones that's going to get promoted to that next level. They need people that are going to be resilient and flexible when change is happening.
And then how do you kind of close that gap between where you are and where you want to be? You've set those goals that you just mentioned.
So a lot of people will say, you know what, my company is only hiring from the outside, or I feel like the door is just shut. That means you need to say, is it time to try to move into another department? Do I need to look for another company or another organization? So sometimes rebooting your career means coming up with a really big goal that might really stretch you to move to some different place, but you'll be able to reach your goals if you're able to do that. So be really honest about what that gap is.
So you really have to be very introspective the whole way through about who you are, what you want, what's realistic, and what you're projecting.
And don't just blame. Don't just get frustrated with the company, but get real about what it is that you can do. And if there's nothing you can do and you're not willing to stay stuck, be willing to
move on.
That's right.
To walk. All right. Thanks so much, Valorie Burton. Always good to see you.
Thanks, Fred.
Appreciate that.